So what I would like to do is I would like to recognize people now who have been in the company a long time, people who have been loyal to me, been loyal to the company, because I sincerely appreciate it. I was saying to someone the other day, to a couple of these people I met with, that, in 15 years, when we're number one in New England and competing for number one in the country, I will be grateful to those who are loyal at that time. But I have a feeling that the largest amount of my loyalty and my sense of appreciation is going to be to those that were with us from 2014, 15 to now, because we went through a bunch of changes, and they were very exciting changes and things like that. But we went from being a team model to a brokerage model. And that's not an easy transition. And I'm reminded quite often from friends around the country how difficult it is, because many of them call me and talk to me about it and ask me, how did you do it financially? How did you get through that? I can't understand it. I'm losing money, this and that. And I say, well, that's what I did for a little while. But we did do it. And for the last, 3 years, we have been a solid brokerage, running a brokerage model, and we've been successful. And in the last 2 years, our scale has really begun to kick in. Just this week, we are going over 300 realtors, and I'm excited about that. And we'll have an announcement out about that by the end of this week or next week. But I want to really thank the people that have been here at those, those anniversaries. Now, remember last year, I thanked everyone that was 5 years or more. And then we said, starting this year, I would thank people at the 5-year mark, the 10-year mark, and the 15-year mark. So I made a point to get out and meet all these people, give them flowers or gifts. Some of the men I gave gifts to. Adam laughed when I asked him if he wanted flowers. Dave pretty much looked at me like he would throw the flowers back at me, but then said he wanted them. He threw me all off. It was quite funny. But I gave him a gift for his wife. So in any event, I want to start off just thanking people. I want to go right down the list here and say a little something about all of them. So the first one is Miss Sasha Anastasio, and I'm so excited to have Sasha with us for 5 years. And I remember like yesterday when she came in and met with me down the hall, and we talked about how she was at another brokerage and she wanted to join us. And now she took the leap, the daring person that she is, and she's moved up to New Hampshire. And I would say it's safe to say we're going through another loyalty phase where, we don't have a ton of agents up there. We don't have an office, but her and I have been discussing it, and we're doing what we can to make it work. And we're looking to grow in that region and add more realtors and add an office, and hopefully add an office at some point in the next couple of years. But regardless of what happens in the future, I'm grateful to Sasha for being with us and for helping us get the Norwood office off the ground. She was one of the originals there, and I appreciate that. So thank you, Sasha, very much. Another person that I need to recognize is Miss Angela Hawkins, who I think I'll always owe a special thanks to. Angela, I always say, was really the first agent with her own book of business to take a chance on us or me. But she really trusted me from day one and knew that I was going to do my best and I was going to make it happen to be converting into a brokerage model. Because when she joined, we were just getting out of team model and into brokerage model. And her and I were laughing the other day about how I used to make phone calls to her quite often. And I would say, Angela, what do you think of this idea? Or what do you think of that? And there were times that she'd be like, yeah, no, that's not going to fly. Think of it this way. Okay. And, she was a huge help. So I'm always grateful to you, Angela, and I appreciate your time with us so much, and I look forward to many, many years to come. I know we'll be working together for many years. Ms. Katherine Cuevas is another person to thank. Katherine joined us. It's amazing to me that it was 5 years ago, but it was. And she joined us, and she grew her career and has done a great job. I'm jealous of how she gets to go to Greece every year. I've never gotten an invitation, but actually, maybe I have. When she sends pictures, it's funny. She'll send pictures from Greece, and then Jocelyn sends them from Sicily and says, well, Anthony, just remember the food's better in Sicily. They might have a good, view from there, but the food's better. So in any event, Katherine, happy to have you with us, and you've also been a steady hand with us, and I appreciate your time, and I thank you. Another person is Miss Jill Kosova, who is just wonderful. I saw Jill last week. Jill and I were reminiscing about the time that she came into the office on a Saturday morning, about 5 years ago, 5 years and maybe 3 months ago. And we talked about her coming on board. And at that time, we were still in that team model. We were getting off of that team model. And she told me, hey, I might be a little quiet, but take a chance on me. I'll be good at it. And glad I listened, because she's been fantastic. So happy to have you with us, Jill. You are wonderful. Thank you. Another person that I owe a very special thanks to, this one hits close to home, my wife, Miss Nicole LaMacchia, and we got a picture last week outside with the flowers. So I need to say, in all seriousness, I could be all mushy and all that, but in all seriousness, Nicole stepped up huge. After I bought John out in 2014, I went through, and Sarah along with me went through the most stressful, probably 6 or 8 month period that we'd ever dealt with. Just calling it what it is. It was a stressful time. I signed my life away and handed a lot of money over. And Nicole stepped up and joined us. And, yes, it's my wife and she's in the family and her name's on the door, but, I still think she's gone above and beyond, and she continues to go above and beyond every day in her job. She's extremely dedicated, always getting back to everybody in milliseconds, to the point that I'm like, you really need my time management training, but I know you won't listen because I'm your husband. But I need to thank her sincerely, because she has been absolutely wonderful. She's been a rock star at her job. So thank you, Nicole. Next is 2 people that I will thank at one time. Diane Lombardi and Jill Hogan, mother and daughter, 2 wonderful people that I just love. I remember calling Jill on a Saturday because we had a mutual friend, and I wanted to be like, Jill, I have a question. Why the hell aren't you with us? But she basically said that to me. It was quite funny how it went. If you know Jill, you know that you really don't have to ever wonder what she's thinking. But I called her, we talked, she came in for a meeting, and it was so funny because I remember, like yesterday, she says, a friend of mine was saying, am I nervous? And I was like, what would I be nervous for? I mean, he's a normal guy, who cares? And I was like, God, I like this woman. So Jill, I do remember that. That was quite funny. And I also remember sweet other things, like when my grandparents passed away and you and your mom sent a basket that was about this big full of goodies. And I appreciate that. So you and your mom are awesome. I read a handwritten note from you this morning, Diane, and it touched my heart. So thank you. Thank you for your loyalty. And I know you 2 are so excited for the Waltham office. You guys have been so patient. I remember telling Jill, within 2 or 3 years. Oh, that was 5 years ago. So it's kind of overdue. But thank you for your patience. Another person who is just fantastic on staff, and I'll tell you, if we had a full room right now, I would absolutely be turning the camera around, because she just loves the camera. She loves attention, and that is Miss Katie Cardle, who does a great job working with Jackie. She's been in several positions since she's been here. You all know that many of you know I'm being sarcastic, but Katie is the type of person that would like to just stay in the background, get all the work done, doesn't complain. At least if she does, I don't hear it. She does an awesome job. And we appreciate you, Katie. We appreciate your work. No matter what's going on with your kids, being a mom or whatever, you always make sure you stay caught up, and you're always in touch and available all the time. And we appreciate that. So thank you. Next is Miss Jacqueline Morse. Talk about a rock star. Jacqueline is someone who joined us a little over 5 years ago. It was about 5.5. And she originally worked here. Then she was in the Woburn office. Then I distinctly remember the day that I had to call Eileen and tell her we were going to pull Jacqueline out of there. And I was nervous about the call, because Eileen told me one day that she would kill me if we took Jacqueline out of there. And I was like, well, all right, what's more important, my life or getting Jacqueline to Waltham where people need her? And that ended up working out, and Eileen and Jean Cullinane ended up being very supportive of it, because they didn't want to hold her career back. And she's done a fantastic job. And we're actually talking about Jacqueline getting involved in some other things now. And now the next person to kill me who might actually do it is Angela Walker, because she assists Angela every day. But whatever Jacqueline does, she will do a great job. And Jacqueline, I thank you very much for all of your hard work. We have 4 more to go, and they are very important, because now we are talking 10 and 15 years. Everyone that I just went over was 5 years. The next one is someone who's usually the smartest person in the room, Mr. Dave Crowley, who does a great job. Just today, he thought of something that saved the company a substantial amount of money. And all of us thought of it a little, but Dave figured it out, and Dave does what he does every single day. He loves the company. He's very dedicated. He's very dedicated to you all. He's obsessed with helping you all. He's truly compassionate about sales and helping you all grow your sales. And I will tell you, as someone who sits in meetings with him, he is doing all he can 24/7 to make sure to make it rain leads on you guys and rain business on all of you. And he was really the reason we launched the Blast Off contest, because he was in my ear about it a lot, and we ended up launching it. So thank you, Dave, for all your dedication. I'm thrilled to have you living back in Massachusetts. He had to leave for 3 years and work remotely, but he did it. He was dedicated, and he's back, and I'm happy that he and his family are happy. Next person is Miss Jackie Lou, been here for 10 years. Jackie is fantastic, has had several positions, another highly dedicated person. I'm very lucky to have all these great people around me. Everyone says to me when I travel, how do you handle all these initiatives? How do you guys do so much? How do you? I said, well, we're not lazy, and we have a really good group of leaders, people in the company that I have the confidence to know that if I threw my cell phone in the ocean and disappeared for 2 weeks, nothing operationally would change with the day-to-day. And Jackie is one of those reasons. Jackie went into her newest position that she's been in for, geez, Jackie, is it coming up on 3 years? Or coming up on 2.5? As VP of Business Development, and she has done fantastic. She's been a big part of some of these agents that are joining in October. So that's very exciting for all of us. So thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate you very much. Next person has been here over 10 years, Mr. Adam Pacia. Adam is someone who doesn't look for any praise, any credit. I don't think the guy has ever complained. No matter what we ask him to do, whether it's go on a property management appointment, go take pictures, signs, lock boxes, pick things up, he's the most unselfish, probably staff person I've ever seen, and we have lots of those. But Adam is very dedicated, and the good thing about Adam that I love is we've been talking open to him about pictures and how we want to up our picture game, and he's with us. He doesn't take it like we're against him because he knows we're not. He's with us. He's making suggestions. He's asking for more training. He's thinking of ideas. He's thinking of things with the cameras. And he's really a leader with Billy and with David and other field activities that we have. So Adam, you're awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Next up is Miss Sarah Chason. So hard to say there's anybody in the world I owe more thank yous to for building this company than Sarah. I don't think I could find someone, but Sarah has been with me since day one through all the ups and downs, and 15 years is a milestone. And I'm excited to see her reach that achievement. I'm excited to see her get some, she has some upcoming press from a local news organization to recognize her years here. It was supposed to hit last week. I think it's going to be next week now. But Sarah's been here since the beginning. She started working at a desk at an extra bedroom in my house in 2005. And the rest is history. Been here through ups, downs, buying out my ex-business partner. No matter what it is, she's so dedicated, believes in me probably more than anybody on earth, and has been a great partner to me, really. My partner in crime, and I thank her sincerely. So love you, Sarah. Thank you. And that is all. Again, I want to say I sincerely appreciate the loyalty. We have a lot of loyalty in this company, a lot of high retention in this company, and I think it's a function of the way that we treat people, which gets them to then treat us well as well. You know, I have friends that say, good God, on Facebook, everybody's loving on you. And I say, yeah, well, that's because we take care of them. We actually care about people. I would love for you guys to see a meeting, a management meeting, an executive meeting when we're talking about what we should do with the company and how much we talk about how it affects staff, how it affects agents, new agents, top agents, etc. Those people are thinking of you guys every single day.